Hmm. Is that you guys? Maybe I'll go with the knock knock behavior. Lamash too. Anyway, guys, welcome to my own show. This is Gaming Odyssey, back again with another episode of Pathfinder. You guessed it, you know it. Hey. Welcome to my own little slice of heaven for the time being. I'm your host, Gaming Odyssey. Just be aware of that. So the idea for this topic came out of my mind because so many people have been playing this game in so many different ways, and I think a lot of people have said, "Hey, this is my best go-to team" or something like that. But for me, I've tried on numerous playthroughs that I've gone through with this game. I've tried different teams, and in most of my playthrough, I've never really tried knock knock. One of the people I always knew that should always be my team consistently is Ekundayo. But I never really tried knock knock. You see, in most CRPGs, there's always one class that's always guaranteed to be on the top list, and that is the Ranger. The Ranger is always considered to be one of the top high damaging character in almost every game, be it Divinity Original Sin, this game, what do you call this other one again, Pillars of Eternity. When you deal with a ranger, a class that actually does damage from a range, man, they are always consistent with their damage. So I always knew that Kundaya will always be on my list, and trust me, there's no way for you to go wrong with basically creating a Kundayo. He always does damage consistently, and if you guys want, I can always go, a bit by bit with each class, which I intend to do. I'm going to do a lot of videos on each of the classes so that you guys can actually have an understanding on how to build them. And so once you have an understanding, it's not hard for you to actually go ahead and build your own characters to create what you need. Now, guys, I want you guys to be aware that I'm playing on the hardest difficulty right here. I'm playing on what is the damn thing? Unfair difficulty. Okay, I am playing on unfair difficulty. As you can see, the second mark is there. It's not on hard, it's not on hard, it's not on challenging, it's not on normal, it's not on easy, it's not on story, it's not on custom. No, it's on unfair difficulty, okay? So that is where I am. So with that said, I just wanted you guys to just know that, hey, listen, this team is one of the best teams you could ever create. I don't care what anybody says, alright? No team can beat this team I got. And they have been consistent. And one of the people that actually made things a little bit more easier for me is when I got this guy called Knock Knock. Knock Knock is one deadly SOB. This guy does damage almost similar to a Kundayo, but more. This guy puts points on the board. So guys, I want you guys to know one thing. If you guys are building a team, the team should consist of heavy damage dealers. Now, I'm going to go quickly through each of the team members to make sure that you guys are aware of the kind of damage that they do, whether they're consistent, whether they're not, whether you should carry them. Now, if I wasn't a mage, because my character is a mage, I'll always have this lady here. I've forgotten what her name is. For crying out loud, when I need a name, I don't have it. Who is this again? Okay, she's a Ragonga's woman, basically. So I would carry her. She would have to be on my team because a mage is so strong in this game. It's one of the best classes out there. And she's a wizard. So she's a wizard rogue, and you can actually make her into a what do you call it again? I've forgotten what kind of wizard rogue that you have, but I know it starts with an A. Basically, you can create her into that kind of wizard that does sneak damage. But that's not the reason why I like the mage class. The mage class is something that is a little bit more, how would I say, open to a lot of spells. It gives you access to so many abilities. And the thing about it is, if there was a new way to rework her into a scroll savant, it will want to be one of the best things you can ever have if you can rework her into a scroll savant. Because scroll savant, in my personal opinion, is one of the most overpowered mages in this game. It's one of the most overpowered wizards. Now, a lot of people will sit down here and say that a sorcerer is better than a wizard. And to some degree, I understand why that argument is being made. However, you have to understand that the sorcerer determines how many times they can actually use their spell by the spells they choose to specialize in. So they're no longer like restrained to one specific spell because they did not assign it to spots. Okay, let's just say for your round 1 you have 20 slots, 20 times that you can use spells in your grade 1, right? Let's just say in your first level you have maybe 20 times you can use it, right? That's what a sorcerer would do. But a wizard cannot do that. A wizard has to assign spells to a slot before they can use those spells. So that is why the wizard is not that versatile compared to the sorcerer, because the sorcerer can use his own distant spells anyhow he wants to use it, and that's fantastic. But with a scroll savant, the limitation that the spell slot imposes on the wizard is gone. You no longer need all of that. So that's why the scroll savant is one of the most OP classes. And anybody who wants to argue that, I'll tell them they don't know how to build a wizard. Okay. Now, moving forward. So you have a wizard, you have Knock Knock, you have what's her name? This Amazon queen of Amiri. You know, you have a Kundayo. You gotta have a Kundayo, man. You gotta have a Kundayo and Knock Knock on your team. If not, you're making waves. And then you have to have this guy, basically. You have to have either this guy or this guy. Alright? You can have either one of them. But for me, I prefer Tristan over the dwarf. And the reason for that is because the dwarf requires like a front line. I mean, yeah, sure, the dwarf is good to do certain spells, but I just don't like him that much because no matter how I built the dwarf's selective channeling never goes up. You know, and even on higher difficulty, not a lot of creatures actually go after Tristan, but they go after the dwarf a lot, you know, and bring him down real quick. So that is why I always take Tristan. For some reason, creatures don't go after Tristan; they move around Tristan. So, hey, that's why I call him part of the 18. So, for me, these are the 6 people that you need to have, and one of the reasons why I always carry Ekundayo is because he also carries Okobo. Okobo adds himself as another extra member, and as a result of that, you have, you know, extra creatures on there to help fight. Now, if you were to go with the dwarf, then you would make the dwarf into a druid. Okay, that's the best build that I know for this guy to actually have, for the druid, for the dwarf to have. Is a druid build is the best build for him, not a cleric. All right, so if you can avoid him being a cleric, you do that, but the best build for him is actually a druid. You know, that way he actually has a Smilodon, a new Smilodon, and that Smilodon can actually do a lot of damage. So that's the best way. Now, as for the other characters I have not selected, I'm going to try and give you guys a reason why I don't usually play these characters. You know, I stopped playing this character after my second playthrough of the game, when I noticed how inefficient some of them can be. Now, when it comes to the treasurer, which is this guy, I've forgotten what his name is, he is very good at giving consistent damage. Okay, basically in when you reach level 7, when you're supposed to go and fight this stupid creature in the town of the dwarves, when you go and meet Garuga, he is one of the best people to carry on your own team, because then you don't have Knack Knack, but you have this guy who is consistently hitting, and he does not miss Garuga. I mean, he puts the pain to Garuga to the point that Garuga just like he can't take the pain. You know, he can't take the pain, especially with his bombs. But then after that ward, he kind of like fizzles out, and then you no longer have any need for him. And then my guy over here joins the team and just keeps on bringing the pain. You know. Then you have Regonga. I just don't feel Regonga. I've tried several builds with Regonga. I'm still working on Regonga. I don't want to give up on Regonga. But I do know that he does go through his Eldritch versus some kind of a Scion versus I've forgotten the other build again that you go through. His build is not that consistent. One of the builds that I'm trying to work on is that of a what do you call this other build again? This is one of the builds, Sword Saint. I was thinking about maybe going towards the Sword Saint for him if it's possible, like a beginning. Maybe the Sword Saint is usually a better build for him. I do not know, but the question becomes, can I build a Sword Saint? If I can build a Sword Saint, either way, maybe. But in my next playthrough, I intend to be the main character, which is a Sword Saint. I intend to make Valerie into a monk, Sensei monk, I think. And I think that's going to be it for me. I'm not going to play the game afterwards. But for this year, this is what I've played for this year. Maybe next year in January, I'll start again to play the game again and try a new build. One of the reasons why I haven't transitioned from Kingmaker into the other one is because I'm still trying to learn the game. I'm still trying to understand every aspect of the game, especially on this hard difficulty. A lot of people have a situation whereby they just want to just go into a game and then get out immediately, but I'm not that kind of person. What else again? This lady called Lindsay. Lindsay has been a hit and miss. In my first game to second game, I had Lindsay in my team, but I just wasn't feeling Lindsay that much. But I do believe there's a hidden potential to Lindsay, especially if you make Lindsay a frontliner. I feel like I see, because of her shortness, that she can give you one of the best tank builds ever. You know, if you can add some kind of minuteness, shrinking and this and that. I mean, I believe that she is going to be one of the hardest hitting / hardly hitting pixies out there. She's gonna be a real pixie when you make her into a little tiny pinky person. It's gonna be hard to hit her. But then again, I've not really tested it that much, and I intend to test it maybe with time. Building Lindsay properly, making sure that she is right. Kinera, Kelika, I've not really enjoyed their gameplays. I mean, I have built them however I could build them. They can do some real serious damage, but I've not really enjoyed their gameplay. For me, the Kinetists, I feel like you can't really put that much damage with them. They're very soft, squishy. I'm not really feeling them that much. So I've not really played them a lot. Maybe another channel can actually give you guys a little bit more insight into them. But for me, they're never going to be part of my team. Never. And then you have this lady. Basically, she's supposed to be... what do you call it again? She's supposed to be... I forgot what it is. She's supposed to be a class that actually uses a lot of teamwork feats and so on and so forth. Try to really integrate her into my team. Her damage is not really consistent. She's not that real strong. I mean, and almost every single time I'm in the game, I would say she's the weakest link all the time. Every time they go after her, I was thinking about maybe removing Valerie or removing Amiri. I'm putting her in there for damage, but she doesn't bring it out for me, so I decided to just put that to the side. So this is my team. It will always be my team, going all the time. These are the 6 people I always play. Maybe hopefully I'm going to try and force myself to start playing with the dwarf a little bit more as my main healer, or I go as Lindsay and then make her as a healer so that she can be strong. But hopefully we'll see what happens. But with time, only time will tell. But for this playthrough, this is gonna be my main team. Alright guys, I think I've spoken too long. I've kept you guys too long. It's about what, 15 minutes? That's quite a lot. Alright guys, that's it for my dream team. Always gonna be using them for the time being. However, I intend to push on to other areas. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. And if you guys want, I'll go ahead and show you guys how I build these characters, making sure that they're consistently hitting. And I will, put aside some time to basically go over each of the builds with you guys, so that you guys can actually make them for yourself and see how strong they are. So that way, whenever you're playing the game, you're not constantly thinking about what build to play. No, you already have a sheet on how to build them, and you consistently follow that sheet, and then you just build them and push them out, and then let everybody else, just get them out of the way. Because many times, if you're building these characters and you're trying to build them from scratch and you're trying to use your own brain to build them, it's a waste of time, in my personal opinion. There's just so much you can actually build into these characters, so many ways of going and around these characters. It's going to be a headache. You don't want to spend so much time trying to customize 6 characters, especially, it's just going to be a waste of time, a waste of energy, basically. It's not a waste of energy, because if you customize them properly, they will always do the right thing. But I'm just simply saying that it will eat into your ability to actually enjoy the game, because you're wasting so much time thinking about how to build your character. However, if you're one of those people that want to constantly change things up on how you build your characters, by all means go after it. You don't need to listen to anything I'm saying. But if you're somebody who wants consistent damage, consistent defense, your characters never fall, all that good stuff, then yeah, hopefully you guys can listen to what I have to say, and I would really love it if you guys can actually spend some improvement on it, and then give me some feedback. That way I know, hey, listen, I've been playing this game for a while, and the internet found out that I've been jerking off around this area, so I need to get my A game going. So alright guys, it's been a while. Thanks for coming out. Until I see you on the next one, take it easy. Peace out.